There's a little. This is a bit. This is about the sketchiest shit I've seen in ages. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go invisible. I'm just gonna let you guys sort yourselves out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dandy Preacher, where we're nearly there. We are so close. Look at this character creation screen, man. This is a lot of hours that have been put in here. This is many, many dungeons. Nearly every single one of these was done with Threads of Fate, and it's been really fun. I can't express enough, just being able to mix and choose. All I've been doing is letting some of them rest and then having the choice of like 4 or 5 classes, which is like 15 specs, and then just messing around on those. So we have the 60 DK, the 60 Druid, the 60 DH, the 60 Hunter, the 59 Mage, the 60 Monk, the 60 Pally, the 60 Priest, the 60 Rogue, the 59 Shaman, and the 60 Warlock. Now, when I put this out on Twitter yesterday, the amount of people who were like, you should try Warrior. Have you ever played Warrior? I mean, come on, man. I was Warrior for like 10 years, bro. There he is. He's 58. He's good. He's good. Why did Blizzard decide that, for whatever reason, they would make it so that the character creation screen only holds 11 out of 12 of the classes in the game? Come on, Blizz. Talk to me. Talk to me. But that's where we're at. We are going to follow through with the Arcane Dream. I did promise you like a week or so ago that we'd do some Arcane. Arcane is super fun. I've been playing it a little bit on stream. And if we can pop, then we're probably in for a really good time. So we're going to do that as well. But first of all, I want to talk a little bit about a few messages people had over the TDPs the last couple of weeks. The TDP is intended to be informal. Anything I feel like doing challenge-wise will probably be in the TDP. At the moment, it was leveling everything. We've done mage towers on here. We've done any sort of side conversation that we can have or look at a spec or something like that is what the TDP is for. It's not a guide. That was a big question I had on Twitter, was like, are these guides? No, they'll say guide, and they absolutely do not contain anywhere near the level of research that we put into our guides and have done for many years. These are what I've been doing and what my goal with the TDP has been, certainly over the last couple of weeks, is to really encourage people to just try some of the specs. Shadowlands right now is super frustrating if you're really focused on one character. It was designed with alts in mind, and it does that pretty well. I have yet to start the Renowned grind, though. That is coming up. I'm interested to see how I will cope with that, especially with the amount of legendaries that I now need to get. I do tend to not make life easy for myself, so I now need to get like 10 classes worth of legendary items. That's a lot of Torghast, man. That's a lot of Torghast. We'll take that one slow. Let's put it that way. We'll take that one slow. But it's a thing that is coming. I am aware that is coming, and I'm going to have to deal with that in the next couple of days here. But we will get there. I'll be more than happy to have all the classes in position so we can abuse all these juicy catch-up systems that Blizzard puts in place. But leveling, honestly, for me, and if you play like me, which a lot of you do, which is you like to push yourself and you like your performance to be high, leveling is kind of the last bastion where that doesn't really exist, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have that little break from it, because once we start pushing into M+ and doing some alt raiding or whatever it is we're going to do with these characters, we're going to have to start taking things a little bit more serious. You know, we're going to have to kind of maximize our talent setup, and I want to do that. So for me, the leveling dungeons, no one cares what spec you come in here with, whether I'm healing on a Mistweaver or I'm playing a tank that's off meta. Nobody cares down here, and it's all scaled, so it's kind of still evolved, right? It's not nowhere near as difficult as a Mythic Plus or anything, but it's evolved enough to keep your interest and to have fun. And that's the thing that I've been trying to put out there, is trying all these different specs out. If you're not sure what you're doing with like an Arcane Mage because you rerolled Fire, I'm seeing a lot of Fire Mages who are currently leveling up, along with a lot of Vengeance Demon Hunters right now. This is a good place to go and do that, because you can just do whatever the hell you want. You can fail whatever you want. You know, you can really screw up in here, and it's fine. It's totally fine. No one cares. There are a lot of people in here who do no damage. I saw a lot of people like pointing out that all my characters are overgeared. That's why we were kind of topping damage all the time. Nope, I did not play alts in BFA at all. The only characters that had gear with this one that stopped playing around Jaina time, I stopped playing my my mage. Sounds about right to me. We stopped playing round about Jaina time. And after that, didn't really get any gear. I didn't log into it. I didn't do jack with this character, like, at all. So, not really that time either. Most of my characters are just wearing super basic leveling gear. Uh-oh, we've got some deaths already. That's a little yikes. Oh, no. Okay. And it begins, my friends. Oh, 0 fucks given by our prop warrior, by the way. I do like it in here, man. It's fun. My friends hate that I do this. Like, they absolutely look at me like an idiot. And I'm sure some of you do. It's like, really? You're pugging this whole thing? I've pugged this whole thing. And I've got to say, I've had a great time. Like, this, it holds my interest more than really efficient groups. I find this, because, I mean, in total, how many dungeons have we done? It's around 4 dungeons per level, and we've done around 90, 100 levels. All told, in the last few weeks. That's a lot. That's a lot. The first level's kind of a given, because you get it getting through the maw, so we can knock off some levels there. I'm not sure what the exact number is. But pretty much all of it has been Threads of Fate. And all pugged. There's been a couple of times when a friend's jumped in on one of their alts to grab a couple of levels or whatever it might be. But they don't get it. But for me, like, the actual efficient group, just going to 60 in a day-long grind, you know, I can't hack that. That kills me. If it's too efficient, I zone out because it's on such repeat that's less fun for me. Like, a bit of randomness, a bit of tasty cheese here and there. That's way more fun for me. Way more. I know that sounds nuts. You don't need to judge me. It's just the way I feel about it. I've had some pretty fun experiences in here. I wouldn't take them back. And plus, my fun comes from... what the fuck? Like this. What is going on? We got a man down. He's got poisoned. Okay, I'm going to let that thing come. This is... tank's dying, healer's dying. I'm the only one not dying, which is kind of interesting. Got the other one here. Good. Alright, we're doing this now then, I guess. I appear to be essentially tanking this, so I'm going to move in, because I think it does... It's one of these that does a nasty thing if you're... Can I get a heal though, dude? Alright. I'll sit in an ice block for a sec. Come on. Health bar go up. I do have hots. 93. What? 93? Alright, tank's here. Is our healer... I mean, our healer is called No Heal Today. Is that, like, not an ironic name? Oh... Okay. I'm not being mean. I don't appear to be getting heals, but I am being healed. Maybe that is... I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is happening, if I'm being honest with you guys. I haven't got a fucking clue. In fact, I'm just going to pop off on this guy. I'm going to arcane the shit out of this guy. Take it, baby. I don't know what's happening. I don't want to know. So I'm just going to fire stuff out. Why is everyone's just waiting to be rezzed? I don't think that's going to happen. Let's get this out of the way. This is about the sketchiest shit I've seen in ages. Please stop shooting me. That would be nice. Okay, stand in that. Alright, I'm gonna go down here. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go invisible. I'm just gonna let you guys sort yourselves out. Because I was trying to talk to my YouTube audience, and I don't know what the fuck is happening, and I don't want to know. And this warrior is just going to... I almost guarantee he's just going to turbo off and fuck everything. But, yeah, okay. Alright. Anyway, so yeah, it's a great place to come and do that. And I really recommend you do it, because it's... at least, I've only recommended it, because it's the most fun I've had in World of Warcraft in a really long time, is just playing whatever I felt like. And having the freedom to do that has been really nice. Looks like we're back on track. Awesome. Moving forward. Now, I do want to say... I don't put any research into these videos, into my gameplay here in the TDP, actually, because that's the stuff I'm going to be doing at level 60. Which means I made a colossal fuck up the other day in the Feral Druid video, so I should apologize for that. I was basing my knowledge on my old knowledge. Of course, I have like 15 years of fucking World of Warcraft knowledge rattling around in my noggin. And snapshotting is now just... Blood Talons and Tiger's Fury. So that was my mistake, and I apologize for that. It was one of those things that I just jump in and I get playing so we can experience some Feral Druid. Plus, I just wanted to play it because I enjoy it. But what was awesome, what I do want to talk about, is just how cool the Feral community was about that. Particularly For and Cyber Slat. Hoping I'm going to be on Cyber's show when I can. He has it over the weekend. I was supposed to try and get on this weekend, but there's just no way. My weekends are very family-orientated. which is not something I particularly want to miss out on. But with enough notice, I can rearrange around it to make sure I get to spend time with my kids. But usually, I say I was surprised. I was genuinely surprised because we've done a lot, like 1,300 videos. Occasionally I make mistakes. Like, it happens, right? Of course it happens. This game is very complex. Every now and again there's some mistake. And it's usually something like, actually, snapshotting doesn't affect those couple of things. Something that could be easily found with a bit of research. I clearly did not do that because I didn't want to with the TDPs. But it did lead to that kind of issue. First of all, obviously the TDPs are not guides. There's no guide in this title. I'm not telling you it's a guide. I will explain a little bit about what I'm doing so you can follow the action, which I'm going to do with Arcane in a second, because many of you probably have not seen Arcane. But I made that fuck up, so that's my apology. I pinned it up in the comments to make sure you know. Ooh, we can go ham here. Hold that thought. We're going ham. We're lusting here. Oh yeah, we are. Let's show this boss arcane damage. God, I wish I had PI. Oh yeah. Please move. I beg. I beg. Nope, not messing with that. Die! Give me some missiles! We can't do this on the next boss. Oh, we're slightly out, man, at the arcade barrage finish. Nice. That's Arcane. That's what Arcane does. That's what Arcane does. Oh, it feels good. Ooh. Juicy. Anyway, I do enjoy that stuff. But I think, after chatting with them a bit, they understand that the more eyeballs on the spec that probably needs a little love and attention is a good thing. And obviously my enjoyment of the spec was very high. So I do want to say a big shout out of love to those guys. They were awesome. Just offering to, hey, let's do something. You know, let's do something. Let's get more eyeballs on Feral. Clearly you enjoy it. I do. I almost mained it. Like, that wasn't a meme. I did almost mained it. I very much almost mained it, but there's only really one space for that kind of unique spec in a Mythic Raid comp, but it did look like it was going towards Windwalker, and I'm certainly not one for wasting time. You pugged, yeah, because I enjoyed that. It's not wasted time if I'm having fun. I'm not one for wasting my time, and therefore it was unlikely. I would probably put a ton of effort into a character I just wouldn't have played, which not ideal, you know. Not ideal. Let's do a little burst on this. So, but typically what happens if I do make a mistake, it's open season, especially on in certain communities to like bash me, and I get it. Why not? I'm not bothered by it anymore, but it was very cool to see the opposite actually, which is like, cool, let's do something. You clearly like this, so big love to those guys as well. For Arcane though, what am I doing here? Because it all looks, Arcane gets so heavily memed, and as I was playing it today and playing with so many people. They were like, oh, I assume it's just 2 buttons again. No, absolutely not. Loads of combos with this spec, actually, you need to be aware of, especially, like, the biggest pain in the ass with Arcane back in the day was generating Arcane charges. Some of you might remember when we all had to kind of main it, quote unquote, during, Fetid. We all had to kind of semi-main it. I'm just going to do a shitty rune here, because this thing's going to disappear instantly anyway. And it's been a meme spec for a long time. People think about Cataclysm Arcane, where you just kind of just pressed Arcane Blast for like the last 3-4 minutes of the fight. You did nothing else. There's more to it now. Lots of ways. And I think what they did is a good thing, is they created lots of different ways of generating Arcane charges. I would say Legion is still superior, but this isn't bad. So Touch of the Magi gives us charges. You've got Arcane Orb that gives you charges. You can have 3 spells with Presence of Mind, which makes your Arcane Blast instant. So it's less of the rigmarole that kind of came with Arcane, where a lot of people remember Arcane as being the really boring spec for that reason. And it's not that anymore, because you do have all these different ways of setting up these little windows and things like that. Of course, you're still building 4 Arcane charges, which is when your spells become so much more expensive. That if your mana drains, you're not going to be able to do anything. But we still have the mana conserve phase. But I'm going to look at this a bit more in Mythic Plus to see where we're going. But as you can see, guys, we are 59. We're 1 dungeon away from cap on this guy. That'll be leaving only 2. The road is nearly done. I want to thank you for joining in on this journey of checking out some weird classes. Big shout out to that Feral community for being absolutely awesome, and nothing like the vanilla enhancement shaman community, which was a very different experience. Very different experience. Be awesome. We're going to jump into the end game on these characters next week. Maybe you can let me know what I should be prepared for, because I'm kind of pretending it doesn't exist, because I know it's going to happen. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.